February 13th, 2009. My name is Joe Todd. This is an interview with Charles Morgan in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Sir, where were you born?
Burley, Idaho.
How you spell Burley?
Burley.
L-E-Y. Idaho.
Yes, Cassia County.
What county?
Cassia. C-A-S-A something. However you spell Cassia.
Yeah. And when's your birthday?
7th month, 31st day, 36.
That's July 31st.
You betcha.
Yeah.
You betcha.
Who was your father?
Homer Alden Morgan.
And your mother?
Amy Hannah Edwards.
Edwards. Did you go through school in Burley?
Yeah, part way. Part way.
Part way. How far?
3rd grade.
3rd grade. Then did the family move or what?
Yeah, but I had to get out of school at that particular time for a while.
Okay.
On a hardship.
Okay.
Had to go to work to help support the family when I was in 3rd grade.
What type of work did your father do?
Anything. That's all I can tell you. He just took on any job to make a living when he was able.
Yeah. So when you quit in the 3rd grade, what did you do?
I went to work on the farm, make some money to help support the family.
What kind of work did you do on the farm?
Daily work, just manual labor. I've done everything a farmer's supposed to do. Feed the cows, milk the cows, drive tractor, or well, we didn't have tractors then. We had horses, drove horses, gathered wheat, gathered hay, done whatever it took to make a living.
Mm-hmm. What kind of farm, what were you raising on the farm?
We were raising, well, I didn't, but I worked on the farms we had out there. They raised potatoes. It's still in Idaho.
Uh-huh.
And they raised potatoes and wheat and whatever would grow in that area. And we irrigated. We done weed for days on end. We'd be out in the field weeding sugar beets, making, the right proper distance between the beets and stuff like that, and then cutting the weeds out.
Did you have a walking plow or riding plow?
Well, my first one was a walk plow. Then the next one was a double. It was a 214 double plow. And I rode that Hummer, and that was nice. That was almost like uptown.
What were your horses' names?
Clyde and Rex.
And how long did you work on the farm?
About 4 years, and then we moved to Kansas. And I went back to school then I did get a 6th grade education finally.
Where'd you move to in Kansas?
Parsons, Kansas.
Parsons, Kansas.
Yes.
Why did the family move to Parsons?
Have no clue. I don't know why. And about 3 years later, we went back to Idaho. So you tell me. Dad liked to move. Mom liked to move. So that's all
What school did you attend in Parsons?
Parsons Grade School. I don't even remember the name of
Okay.
it. It's so long ago.
Who was your favorite teacher in school?
Shoot, I never had one. They was all ugly.
How'd you move to Parsons from Idaho?
We moved from Parsons to Idaho in a 1936 Chevrolet 1-ton truck.
And when did you move to Parsons? What year?
In 51.
51. Tell me about the trip to Parsons.
Well, we started out there in Idaho, Burley, Idaho, where we started out in another 1936 Chevrolet pickup. This was in February. Damn cold too, buddy. We put a little tent on the back of the truck. There was Mom, Dad, my youngest brother, myself, and 2 older brothers and a sister. We rode the tent in the back of that truck. Well, it wasn't bad because we had a lantern, kerosene lantern. We liked the lantern, hang it up so it couldn't fall down or anything on the road. And the lantern's pretty safe, you know, in kerosene because it's enclosure. It's pretty safe. And that, believe it or not, at 40 below, that kept that back of that truck halfway decent. I'm serious, it really did.
Now, on the trip, where'd you sleep?
In the truck.
In the truck.
Man, where else could you sleep? You had no money for motels.
Yeah. So, what kind of work you do in Parsons?
Well, I was what they call a tractor salvage mechanic. I tore these tractors apart, cleaned the parts up, and put them in a salvage building for them to resell.
Mm-hmm.
For Clyde Snodgrass at that time.
Clyde Snodgrass.
Yeah,
Tell me about Clyde.
he's a pretty decent old boy. If he liked you, he liked you, and if he didn't, he didn't. So that's all I can tell you. He was pretty decent. He was good to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he was honest. Seriously, he was an honest man.
Now, why'd the family move back to Idaho?
I have no clue. Again, they wanted to. Best I can tell you. There was no rhyme or reason for their moves. When they decided to move, they moved.
You moved back to Burley?
Yeah, Burley, Asequa, Rupert, towns right there within 15, 20 miles apart.
Okay.
Hey, I want to say they're Laplanders, but they're just Romads, basically.
So you go back to work on the farm up in Idaho?
Yeah. Different people, but still farm work.
Yeah.
Dad wanted me to become a tractor mechanic, but I did not have the money to start a shop of my own, so. But I consider myself, as they used to be, a pretty decent mechanic.
Do you remember World War II?
Yes, I do.
Did you help with the scrap metal drives, the rubber drives?
I
during the
done
war?
everything, and I can remember that tinfoil crap you used to go together, roll it up, and one time I had a ball about 3 foot around. I thought, man, I was catching the world on fire. And that's a lot of cigarette packs you tear apart, and bubble gum wrappers, or not bubble gum, but it wasn't spearmint back then. What the heck was the name of that chewing gum? I can't think of it right now. But man, yes, I did help with them drives.
Now, where'd you take all this stuff?
They had a place in town. That's all I can tell you.
There in Burley?
Yeah, it's kind of like a salvage yard, but yet it wasn't. It was just a gathering place, as they called it.
What'd you... VJ Day.
Yeah,
Where were you on VJ Day, 1945, when the war ended?
I was in Burley, Idaho.
Was there a big celebration?
They was dancing in the street, hooping and hollering for 3 days. Everybody was proud it was over.
Mm-hmm. What'd you do for recreation in Burley?
Once a month, I'd get 10 cents to go to a picture show. I would go out and work, get the money. Mom and Dad come in on the weekend to the place, and I'd still be out there, and they'd collect my paycheck and go home. I'd see them for a few minutes, and they'd get the money and go home. Now, I never seen none of it. But once a month, I would get 10 cents to go to a movie. The movie cost 10 cents. Well, I'll take that back. I would get 15 because the movie was 10 cents and a bag of popcorn was 5. And I had a big time.
What movies did you see?
Roy Rogers, Gene Autry, and Zorro back then. I'm thinking Zorro was on. Anyway, that's the type of movies we went to.
Now, what'd you do for recreation in Parsons?
What's recreation?
Well, like going to the movies, or what'd you do for a hobby in your time off?
The only thing I can say that I did was once a week there in Parsons, Kansas, I would go to the roller skating rink. And I had a girlfriend there, and she was running the place. That's the reason why I went once a week.
What was her name?
Carolyn Morgan.
Who?
Carolyn, Carolyn Kirshner. Carolyn Kirshner.
Carolyn Kirshner.
Yeah, and I married her. Went with her for 5 years, and then I married her, and have been married for 48 years right now. And I went with her for 5 years before we got married.
When'd you get married?
7th month, 31st, first day of 1960.
So July 1st, 1960.
You bet your butt. Best thing that ever happened to me. Still with that old gal. I hope she loves me as much as I love her.
Now, did you enlist or were you drafted?
Well, let's put it this way. I enlisted. I had no clue, but I had been living in Chanute, Kansas with my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I up and went back to Parsons, and in between that time, they had sent me a draft notice in Chanute, Kansas. Well, I had no clue, but I went ahead and enlisted in Parsons. And so the time the letter got to me, I'd already enlisted in the Air Force.
So when did you enlist?
I'm thinking it was in August. I'd have to go back and look at record, man. You asked me things that happened a long time ago. In August of 55.
August 1955 in Parsons.
1954.
1954 in Parsons.
Yeah.
Where'd you go for your basic training?
Lockbourne Air Force Base in Texas.
What's the name
San Antonio, Texas. Lockbourne.
Lockbourne.
Yep. Air Force Basic Training Place.
Tell me about basic.
That's fun. I had a ball. I done things that other people couldn't do because I was no farm boy and I was tough. I could do anything that they asked me to with ease. And I enjoyed it.
What's your most vivid memory of basic?
Yeah, the bivouac area. Man, I loved that. I done things there that a lot of boys couldn't do. Skinnier and lighter, and a lot of them fatter and all this stuff, you know. Especially swinging across the muds and climbing and going down, rappelling down the ropes and off the towers. And I had a ball.
Mm-hmm. And basic lasted how long?
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Loved it.
Then where'd you go?
I went to Amarillo, Texas. I cannot really remember the name of the air base there because I didn't care where I was. Didn't make no difference to me. Just Amarillo, Texas. And there I went to training on aircraft, on B-47 bombers.
So you aircraft mechanic?
No. Well, basically, yeah, I know, but I was assistant crew chief when I got out of there.
Okay. Crew chief. Crew chief on a B-47.
Yep.
What does a crew chief do?
He takes care of the plane. He reads all the notes that the pilot leaves him, and if there's any discrepancies, anything wrong with the plane, he either fixes it himself or he makes arrangements and sees that it's all done. The plane has to be excellent, A1 shape to fly at all times, no matter what the time is, and that's his job to keep it in that shape.
The B-47 has how many engines?
It has 6 engines.
6 engines.
Jet and big Hummers.
Now, what's the bomb load of the B-47?
This particular plane I was on had no bombs.
Okay.
It was an ECM plane. It was one of the first ones out that could jam radar 200 miles away.
Okay. Now, what's the crew of the B-47?
The pilot, the co-pilot, the navigator, and the crew chief. 4 people.
4 people. And the rest of it was gear to jam the radar?
That's all we was really up there for.
Okay.
In case they had a bomb raid somewhere or had the planes they had to get in somewhere, this one plane could make it look like 50 or more planes in the air at one time.
How to do that?
ECM equipment, tinfoil and electronic jamming gear and everything you can think of was in this plane.
Had you flown before you went in the Air Force?
just a little dinky ground plane. One time.
This is in what, Idaho or Parsons or?
This was actually in Parsons. I was a manager of the Parsons Airport in. Well, no, this is later. Sorry about that. This is later. This is in '60 after I got married. I was there, but no, it was in Idaho.
Idaho. Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of airplane was it? Your first flight?
It was a Cub, and it was one of them old Army training planes that had the canvas on it. I think it was like a 34 or 35 model plane.
Mm-hmm. So you were in Amarillo how long?
I was in Amarillo 15 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Then where'd you go?
Amarillo to no, sorry about that. 15th. I left there and went to Columbus, Ohio. I'm trying to remember all this crap.
Is that
Columbus, Ohio? That was
see, Wright-Patterson is Dayton, isn't it?
Yeah. Man, oh man. 513th Bomb Squadron in Columbus, and it was. Man, you got me all messed up now. I'm gonna have to think a minute. Shut that thing off, so I can think.
Okay. In San Antonio, was that Kelly?
Yes.
Okay, you took your basic at Kelly Air Force Base in
Yes.
San Antonio. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
I didn't think Lockbourne was San Antonio.
No, I wasn't. That was my final station.
Kelly. Okay.
I messed up.
Lockbourne in Columbus, Ohio.
Yes.
And you said you were assigned to the 513th Bomb Squadron?
Yes.
Were you in a bomb group?
Yes.
Which one?
513th.
513th Bomb Squadron, 513th Bomb Group?
That was ours at that time because we were ECM.
Okay.
We were not actually bombers.
Okay.
And we were in SAC. So SAC means to me that if you're out 50 years and they recall your plane back, which mine went to mothballs, if they recall your plane back, you're subject to recall no matter how old you are, because you automatically know the plane.
Yep. And SAC is an acronym for that Security Air Command?
Yes, something like that.
Now, what does SAC do?
SAC means that we are in bomb area. We're not in the fighter area. We're just totally bombardiers, you might say. Any airplane that is in bomb squadrons automatically SAC. Now you got your fighter divisions and all this other stuff, and that's totally different. And the fighter divisions and all them, they make rank fast. SAC, you don't. I was still Airman Second when I got out.
Yeah.
And that's SAC.
Yeah. So how long you at Columbus?
I was at Columbus 3 years.
3 years. What's your most vivid memory of Columbus?
I don't really have one. The only thing I can remember really well is when they called an alert, a red alert. We hit the planes and we didn't know where we was going until we wound up in Africa.
So when did you go to Africa?
In 57. I believe it was February or March sometime in 57. And this will not ever show up on my records because I've got my WD-214s, I've got all my records, and this never shows.
Now tell me about the flight from Columbus to Africa.
Long one. Refueled in there once. And when we got over there, now I did not go in the bomber. I went in a troop carrier. And no joke, we bailed out. I'm serious. come in behind the lines on this. We had to break the lines open to the air base. After I call them natives, but Arabs, they had the air base completely surrounded, 3 and 4 deep horseback.
Now, where in Africa?
French Morocco Air Base.
French Morocco Air Base. Now, were you trained as a paratrooper?
Well, I was, but it don't show again on my. It wasn't a paratrooper. It was and it wasn't a sniper, but it was similar.
Okay. So tell me about jumping out of the airplane and getting
It
on
was
the ground.
neat. You get there, that the whole big dude opens up, and you jump out of there, and you're having a ball. If you enjoyed it, and I did. I enjoyed that kind of stuff.
So what did you carry with you when you jumped out of the airplane?
My 130-pound pack, clear full of everything I needed. A rifle, which my rifle was a grease gun, had banana clips in it. I don't remember how many rounds I was a packing, but I had probably 7 or 8 clips that had 45 shots in each clip. And basically that was it with our survival gear. You know, we had a ball.
So
I did. A lot of them didn't.
So you get on the ground, what do?
Immediately hide that parachute. That's your first thing. Get rid
Now,
of that.
did you jump in the air base or outside?
No,
the
no,
air base?
outside.
Okay.
And we had to come in, and a bunch of us had to come in and break the lines open. So whatever was in front of us, if they didn't surrender or move out of the road, they're dead. And we come in through the lines.
Tell me about coming through the lines. What did you do?
Done what I was supposed to.
Which was?
Kill if I had to. And I had no remorse whatsoever, because the first one of the Arabs I seen. By the way, I thought this Arab crap, the way they dressed, was all storybook shit. It's true, man. Cloaks and daggers and swords 10 feet long. This one old boy drew a sword on me, and he was far as from here, maybe to the next wall in the other room, when I seen him. And he had that sword out, and it was a mile high, just glistening in the sun. I mean, it could really shine. And he come a holler at me, just a jabbering, and I cut down on him. I knew it was either me or him, so I had no problem.
Now, why did they surround the air base, the Arabs?
They was just going to try to take it over.
Why?
Because they wanted to. Best I can tell you, there was no rhyme or reason for none of that crap. There was just a bunch of Arabs from out of the desert. French Morocco, the people there and all that, didn't like it, and they asked for help. So we come in.
So how long did it take to break through the lines to the air base?
When we hit the ground, it was about 6 hours we was in the air base, in the center of it. We done broke the lines, and in there, we was only there 3 days. Jerked out and went back home.
So what did you do in those 3 days?
On guard. Best I can tell you, we was on guard.
So did the Arabs come back, or did they leave, or?
Well, they had come back. They made a second shot at it. And I was on the air base, and, pulling guard. One of these old boys, did you turn that back on?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, one of them Arabs come up through there, and again, that sword 9 feet high. I froze on the trigger that trip. Emptied 45 shots at him, because he was way closer. Boom, boom, right across through here. And when I quit shooting, my gun was right straight up in there, and my eyes was this big around, and I couldn't believe it. About every inch he had a hole in him. I go over and rolled him over. Had no back. Blew plumb out. So, just one of them things that you got to do for your country.
Yeah.
And you do it proudly.
So what was the reaction of the French soldiers to you?
The what?
The French that were there in French Morocco?
Yeah,
What was their reaction to you?
I never got to them. I was on base.
Yeah, okay.
I had heard that they were very glad we were there, but that's the best I could
Now,
tell
was
you.
it a French Air Force base or American Air Force
No,
base?
this was America. We had our American Air Force base there. We had an air base there.
Okay, so it was an American
It was
base.
our base.
Okay.
But the French, the people there in Morocco asked for help because they were going to take the base over, and then these Arabs were going to probably try to take the town over. That's what they assumed.
So what was the reaction of the Americans on the base when you came in?
Happier than hell as this. They're glad we broke the lines because that broke their spirit.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing. We had to break the lines to break their spirit. They lasted about 2 days and they disappeared as fast as they appeared.
So tell me about coming home.
Just an airplane ride home.
What, another troop transport?
Yeah, a whole bunch of it, man.
And you landed back at Columbus?
Yeah.
Okay. How long were you in the Air Force?
4 years.
4 years?
And they wouldn't give me no rank, so I decided, hey, ain't a place for me. I can't live on $53 a month.
So you got out in what, 58?
Yes.
So you got your discharge, what, about August 58?
November 58,
November
I believe.
58,
I think it
okay.
was November.
Okay. What'd you do after the Air Force?
I stayed there in Columbus and worked for a Columbus cleaning place where they cleaned uniforms and restaurant towels, and it was a laundry, just like laundry down here at Sedoris or what? Sedoris' laundry, same as that one. Big commercial laundries. And then I went home after that to Sequa, Idaho, to where the folks was living. And I went to work in a bean warehouse, handling sacks of beans.
What'd you come to Bartlesville?
In 74.
Why'd you come here?
Weather was too damn cold. I started moving from Idaho south, wound up back into Parsons, Kansas, got married, and moved here. Weather's just too cold, and they're pretty decent here now. But I originally come out of 40-degree weather, or 40 below weather there in Burley, Idaho, in the winter time. That's just too damn cold.
Now, is Parsons colder than Bartlesville?
Yes.
Okay.
They have, I'm going to say they probably have 3 times as much cold there as they do here, days-wise, you know.
What about Korea? Do you do anything during Korea?
On standbys all, in case they needed the planes, you know, for...
Okay. Would you join the Air Force again?
Yeah, I would if I was younger, but I ain't that young and dumb anymore. Yeah, I have to say I really would. Things would change, though. They'd have to change for me to go back in again.
Who was your squadron commander?
Hell, I don't know. And, you know, that's 50 years ago.
I'd like to ask, today, when you hear the name Harry Truman, what do you think of?
I think he was a hell of a president, if you really want to know the truth about it. I think he done his job like he was supposed to. And he did try to please all of the people, not some of them, but he tried to please all of them, and there ain't no way you can do that, but he damn sure give it his effort. I would vote for him again in a heartbeat.
Dwight Eisenhower.
Amen. That man says I'll return, he did.
Basic training. What do you think?
Loved it. I think if I was younger, I'd like to do it again, just see if I could. Or if I was better shape than I am. Even at my age, I would like to try it again, but I know I can't.
Clyde Snodgrass.
Yeah, he was a good man. He was really, I really liked that guy.
B-47.
Yeah. Now there's the planes. There's the plane.
515th Bomb Squadron.
Nah, it was okay. Could have been a little better, but it was okay.
French Morocco Air Force Base.
I enjoyed that place because there was action. I love action.
How do you want to be remembered?
As Charlie Morgan. I don't care how it is. Just remember as I am where I am, 'cause I ain't never changing for nobody. I don't want to be no big celebrity. Just, just me.
Anything else you want to talk about?
No, sir.
Well, sir, this is an excellent interview.
Well, I don't know about that, but I've enjoyed it.
I want to thank you for your service and thank you for the interview.
Okay.
And again, this is February 13th, 2009. My name is Joe Todd. This has been an interview with Charles Morgan in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.